Association is very key for your visitation. Have you ever hung out with someone, have conversation, and you find yourself speaking in tongues? You find yourself having strange dreams. You find yourself even experiencing encounter in the conversation. But there are people after conversing, all you think of is sex. You won't be getting angry. You don't even know why you're getting angry, but you're angry. Because I realize that in conversation with who you are associated with, there's a spirit that's transferred. It's a spirit. That's why words are powerful. People don't know. Your conversation has a backing of spirits. Words are very powerful. How powerful words are, I've so experienced it and I've had revelation with it that sometimes if I'm not really happy, I don't like to cancel. Because why? When I cancel, I can talk out of the abundance of my heart, not out of the abundance of revelation. Even if I even say the right word, but the spirit that is backing it is offensive. And so I can transfer pollution to the person's heart. Words are spirits. If you don't pick anything from anything today, pick this one. That's why you need to be conscious of what you say. There's something called association with words. How what you say matters because there's a spirit. If inside you're already hot, if inside you're already feeling down, when you say those kind of things, you can transfer an offense, you can transfer hurt. You can even be telling your fellow departmental person that, this guy is good though, but in your mind is bad. It's what is inside that you transfer. The person will not know why you said, the guy is good, but she's going out, she's hearing bad. That's the word she's really hearing because your internal, what is inside, what is transporting it is louder than what you are really saying. That's why for some persons, even if you find a good man, because your confession has been bad from inside, your thinking has been bad, everything. You have associated with bad friends. I've told you that there are no faithful men. Somehow, you will just find out that you will just, even though you are meeting faithful people, your eyes cannot see because what your spirit is transporting is that men are unfaithful. Life is deep. And what you associate with or who you associate with is very deep. Let me show you something. Let's look at Genesis 30, verse 25 to 28. Can I have it in CEV? CEV, is it possible? Can I have it in Contemporary English Version? CEV, Genesis 30, 25 to 28. Let's see something. Good. Media. Thank you. It's enough. And the ovation is too loud. People are not humble. See now. You can see. Genesis 20, 25, CV. Okay, now see. So you already know the story. You know the story between Jacob and Laban. Laban told Jacob to serve him for a number of years before he would release him. So there was a contract, right? Before he gave him his daughter and all of that. Now, that's the background story. So let's come back to this. Verse 25. Now, after Joseph was born by Rachel. Now, after Joseph was born, Jacob said to Laban, release me from our agreement and let me return to my own country. 26. You know how hard I have worked for you, so let me take my wives and children and leave. 27. But Laban told him, if you really are my friend, stay on and I will pay whatever you ask. I am sure the Lord has blessed me because of you. Association. There are people you meet in your life, you receive encounter because you met them. They are not Jesus, but they carry something. I remember years ago, I went to a salon, my singlehood. The lady told me that, I don't know if it has ever happened to some females here. She said she has not had customers. In fact, in 1 week, she has actually not had customers. But she said, when I came in, she finished making mine, I left. I took her number, I like what she did. She just realized that people started coming in back to back. And I didn't do publicity. There are people that naturally carry favor. When they come into your office space, you just realize that something just happens. There's an increase. There are people like that. They're just people. It's not because you're not carry favor. They're just for people that come with that ease. It's not in how hard Jacob actually worked. There are people who work hard. They labor, but those people, they just do small thing. They just ease. There's this ease. And when they come into your space, they give you that ease. There are people like that. He said, if you really are my friend, stay on. The contract was over, but he couldn't release him because of what he was carrying. If you really are my friend, stay on, and I will pay whatever you ask. I am sure. He was so sure. He noticed the difference. It's not as if he wasn't working hard. Probably he had seen that, I've been using the same tool that Jacob is using. He was older, so he knew older skills. He knew the older methods. He knew how to handle things better. It was experience. You cannot have true experience in life no matter what. So he knew all of these things, but he realized that when Jacob stepped in and said, do you know those? He noticed a tangible difference. That's why you must pray every day for the right connection. It's a prayer to pray every day. He said, if you really are my friend, stay on. He couldn't let go of him because there was something Jacob was carrying. I am sure the Lord has blessed me because of you. I am sure the Lord has blessed me because of you. NKJV says, please stay. If I have found favor in your eyes, if I have learned by experience that the Lord has blessed me for your sake. Association is very key. Let's look at one of the ways to associate. Number one, associating with the right information. Associating with the right information. 2 Kings 5 verse 1 to 4. Let's look at it. 2 Kings 5 verse 1 to 4. NKJV. Look at the story of Naaman. Naaman was the commander of the army of the king of Syria, but he was a leper. He had won victories. He had given Syria victories. It says in verse 1, it says he was also a mighty man of valor, but there was a but. He was a leper. Verse 2. And the Syrians had gone out on raids and had brought back captive a young girl from the land of Israel. So they brought back a maid who was an Israelite. She waited on Naaman's wife. She was serving Naaman's wife. Verse 3. Then she said to her mistress, if only my master were with the prophet who is in Samaria, for he would heal him of his leprosy. What did she bring? Verse 4. And Naaman went in and told his master, saying, thus and thus said the girl, who is from the land of Israel. And the king of Syria said, go now and I will send a letter, blah, blah, blah. And you know the rest of the story. What happened? He was cleansed. Now, this was associated with the right information. There are certain prayers you are praying. All you need is the information. The information is an answer. There are certain prayers you are praying. You just need to know that they are going to get, this is the time for the job, the job announcement, the job opening. This is the time where it's happening. What is happening? Where it's happening? This is the time to meet that man. There are information you need to pray for to have at the right time. There is something called the right information. It's not necessarily people, but the right information. But in this case, there was the maid and there was the information. The right information. I've heard of testimonies of people who come for a prayer and say, somebody told me to come. That when I come, this and this will happen. My healing will take place. I remember watching a man of God, I don't mention his name, he's very popular. And I watched live streaming his conference on YouTube. He organized it recently. And one of the person that was giving testimony, she said, somebody told me to come for this conference. And when I came, I received strength on my bones and I started walking. She dropped her clutches. Somebody told her. Somebody not just said that she had that. Somebody said, come, it is happening and you receive your miracle. The right information. She was in the same environment, but she didn't know it was happening there. One of my friends got a job in one of the biggest oil companies in Nigeria. Today she's well traveled. She travels a lot. She travels outside the country everywhere. She's in a top position now. How did she get it? She went to a cyber cafe to go and do another thing, to print out something. She wasn't even going there for a job, nothing. She wasn't prepared, nothing. As she was there, somebody just told her that, are you from so and so tribe? It's like Olu or something. They are doing recommendation. Oh, where is your village? She didn't know the person from Adam. But you say, excuse me, I think the person poked on something, I don't know. Or just mention it to her. And she was like, I'm from so and so place. I said, okay, quickly run home and go and get this particular document they are submitting now. And the deadline was that day. This was something she was even praying for another job that was not up to this. The right information can exceed what you have been praying for. Associating with you. You see, when I'm saying all these things, you need to begin to write your prayer points. Because there are things you must specifically pray for. The right information. Associating with the right information. That's just all you need for that promotion. That's all you need for that job. You can even be, have you not seen people that you'll be in church, they'll make an announcement, they don't need to hear the announcement. The same way you can be in a company, you won't know when they're announcing promotion. There are people, in fact, one of them was a worker in church 2 weeks ago. She was saying that, Mama, I didn't know that they announced. I said, I don't understand. Were you sleeping in church? She wasn't sleeping, but she was not alert. The same way, they can be announcing promotion of you don't know. You need somebody to tell you that this is happening now. This is the deadline. She would have missed out on that job. Through her, the other of her family members got the job. Because you see, sometimes when God wants to save you, He won't just make you experience it for you, He make you experience it for others. Associating with the right information. May God give you that information that will change the course of your life, that will bring a shift. The right information. He heard. And another thing I need to tell you is this. Listen, sometimes in your positioning for receiving encounter or receiving a visitation, don't look down on someone's size. Because divine packages don't always look like what you are calculating. Divine package sometimes comes in disguise. The person may not be learned. This girl wasn't learned. She wasn't. She was picked a maid. How could she have known? It's possible that she may have come from Israel and not know that such a big man of God was there. A whole commander could have looked and said, hey, this has a what does she know? I beg you, pass, waka pass. Like some of you, very rude. You have waka pass your mobile favor. You have waka pass your potential help. Some of you, the way you receive calls, somebody's calling, somebody will say, Roro, it's happening. I say, scam. You are calling favor scam. That's why God needs to give you discernment. Not even discernment. Discernment is far. God needs to give you respect. It's true because somebody can be saying nonsense, but there's sense in it. Just respectfully hear. You can even, I'm telling you, there's somebody. One of the days I was walking back in my former church. It was in a marketplace. And somebody was giving someone a very good information, like, I think you should go to this place. And I said, immediately the person left. Some of you, because some of you are gossip. You gossip for a living. But yet you don't have a blog. Immediately the girl just left. He said, what does that one know? Empty. I'm serious. And you know me that walking past, I picked what this lady was saying and I ran with it. Because you don't know what is happening. You don't know when it's happening. Some of you are so disrespectful that you look down on people. You already have imagined how your favor should come, the favor carrier. Should come like an angel and call your name, Fortune. Yet you're not fortunate to hear. that's not my daughter Fortune. She's too precious to me. I'm not talking about her. I'm just mentioning the name. I'm serious. Some of you already have imagined what you look like. Do you know something? I'm like, hey, what if I had run with wrong information concerning Reverend? I'm telling you, I had close friends who told me I'm fooling myself because Reverend did not look like any package. I'm telling you, compared to the people that were around me, no, it wasn't close to it. No, you're Reverend. I'm telling you that even when I became a pastor's wife, I went with some of my girls to my church where I was, a member at that time. And then one of my girls told me, as at that time, Reverend was still, even when we got married, it wasn't like that. We used to stroll, buy food. Our romance was strolling, trekking, buying mama, that kind of thing. And then one of my girls told me in the church where I was coming from, where I got married, she was like, Mama, but you didn't see all these guys? I said, I heard the right information. I didn't look at the wrong one. People told me that what am I doing? It's not as if I was lacking toasters, but I heard rightly. They can have the right information and not hear rightly. I heard. Even down to if I did not have the right information, even the way Reverend asked me out, I would have said, this man. But I said, follow me as I follow Jesus. Who does that? Inside his friend, he even squatted. He took a part of his friend's house. There was no event. That's something I see some of you crying. Oh, pet house. Oh, nothing was better, Follow me as I follow Jesus. That was the information. And I went with it and I experienced an encounter. Visitation upon visitation. You need to hear the right information. Don't measure the packages that look divine, but they don't sync with what you are imagining or how you are measuring it. It could have been somebody from the boardroom, paraphrasing, that could have told Naaman, hey, there's an Elisha, and you would have heard it well. Some people need to look big for you to see that the information is big. But this was a maid, a little girl. That's why some of you have misfavor, because it didn't look like what you imagined. Don't box God. Number 2. Number 2, associating with the right mentor. Let's look at Esther chapter 2 from verse 10 to 11. Very quickly. Esther 2 verse 10 to 11. See, Esther had not revealed her people. You already know the background of the story. King Ahasuerus. He needed a wife. He had dethroned Vashti. He needed someone else. And he was looking for young, beautiful virgins. Mordecai was an uncle to Esther. Esther was his niece. So he had raised Esther up when her parents died. Esther had not revealed her people or family, for Mordecai had charged her not to reveal it. Let's go to verse 11. And every day Mordecai paced in front of the court of the women's quarters to learn of Esther's welfare and what was happening to her. Let's run down to verse 19 to 20. Let's go down to, Esther 4 verse 10 to 11. Let's take it. Esther 4 verse 10 to 11. No time. Esther 4 verse 10 to 11. Then Esther spoke to Hatak. This was one of her maid servants in the palace. So what was happening here was that there was a threat on the Jews, and Mordecai had heard. So he sent a message to Esther. So Esther spoke to Hatak and gave him a command for Mordecai. Verse 11. All the king's servants and the people of the king's provinces know that any man or woman who goes into the inner court to the king, who has not been called, he has but one law: put all to death, except the one to whom the king holds out the golden scepter, that he may live. Yet I myself have not been called to go into the king these 30 days. She was scared. She was making excuses. She was scared to get into her next phase. This is what they call transitioning. Verse 12. So they told Mordecai Esther's words. Mordecai was standing in as a mentor to Esther. Mordecai told them to answer Esther, do not think in your heart that you will escape in the king's palace any more than all of the other Jews. For if you remain completely silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another place. But you and your father's house will perish. This is most striking for me. Yet, who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? The replacement to having Esther on the throne was not ordinary. They just needed to, there are times that there has to be a war for you to experience your transitioning. There are times in life that there has to be a war. Sometimes you need to have a problem so you can pray well to see it clearly. There are times there has to be a war in your life so that you can experience a reposition, a shift. There are times you may never really know what is that thing, why God created you. What is that thing you were bettered for until there is a war? Until a challenge you are faced with. Until that thing you feel you cannot do. Because many times the things that God gives you are the things you cannot humanly do. This was the story of Esther. There was a law. How can she fight? How can she even go into her husband's room? How can she go into her husband's court? She can't. For 30 days. And her fear was right. Her fear was right. That's the truth. How can she? Her excuses were justifiable. How could she have gone there? 30 days, but you know, Mordecai knew. But it was a mentor that saw far. He was somebody that could see. It wasn't just about you. He knew that she had the tool, the capacity to handle the time. Who knows? He knew that she did not go into the kingdom just to be a queen. He knew that she went in there. That is why from beginning, if you notice, he told her, do not reveal your identity yet. So the mentor saw. That's why he told her. Because even me, I wondered, why did he tell her not to reveal identity? He knew something was ahead of her. He knew that she was created for this. He knew that she was entering the kingdom for such a time as this. But it was not yet revealed. But he said, don't reveal your identity yet. And he was monitoring her not to reveal. Even when she got to the point of Haggai, I'm sure they were asking, oh, where are you from? Where are you from? I wonder what she said. But all I saw in that scripture, in that verse was, she did not reveal identity yet, as Mordecai commanded her not to. So he saw ahead already that there will be a time like this. And he told her, if you remain completely silent, relief and deliverance will arise. She was scared. And then she sent back a message to Mordecai. There are mentors you need in your life to pull you so that you can see. Some of you, just like me, I used to be there. You will never be self-motivated ordinarily. You'll be scared. Can I take this risk? Can I move to this next level? Can I fight? I'm small. I'm an orphan. I'm timid. Do I even have the capacity to handle these assignments? Your mentor will say you can do it. You were created. You have come to this kingdom. You were created to be on earth for such a time as this. Awake, arise. That's what associating with the right mentor does. Because they shift you, they push you. They push you. They tell you can do it. The right mentor may not be a stranger, can be a relative. In this case was a relative. It can be your mother. It can be your husband. In my case, it's my husband. It can be your wife. Pushing to say you can do it. You are saying, no, I can't host this conference. I can't pray. I can't fight this war. I don't see me a warrior. But I'm sure Mordecai saw a warrior and a queen. It wasn't just about her wearing palace clothes. He said, no, it was beyond it. And when he sent that message to her, something in her struck. A chord was struck. And he said, arise, tell my people to gather. She now saw that there was a warrior inside of her beyond just being an ordinary queen. Tell them to arise. When he said this resonated. Who knows whether you have come to the kingdom for such a time as this? Something broke in Esther. She sent a message back. Tell my people to gather. I don't care whether Ahasuerus did not hold the scepter. But I know that because I have the backing of the Holy Ghost, when I get there, the scepter will be raised. And she knew her backing. She knew what to do next. It says, just like when disciples asked Jesus, he said, how come we're not able to cast out this demon? He said, oh, I wish you can come with little faith. I'm paraphrasing. And he said, but you see, there is something prayer and fasting can do. And she knew it immediately. She knew that, it doesn't matter whether I'm gathered around unbelievers, there's something I can shake in this kingdom. And she stood, she arose. He said, tell my people to gather and pray and fast for 3 days. If I perish, I perish. Because you see, when you are created for such a time as this, you are ready to give your life for people's lives. And the mentor provoked it in her. The association with mentors, there are people you need to associate with, their mentors. They will push you. They will tell you, I don't care if you are scared, but fearfully do it. I don't care if there's a war, but I know that you are a warrior. I don't care if you don't feel the courage, but I know that this is why you were created. This is your originality. This is why you were sent. This is why Vashti was dethroned, so you can come in. And you're not just sitting on the throne to be a queen. You are sitting there because you are positioned to shift lives.